Well, I guess my first thoughts go to my friend Coach Gotkin and what a year they had. 4 losses throughout the year. A long-awaited Coach of the Year for him, and I think our guys in our room know how good Mercyhurst is. A lot of depth. I mean, their top line in particular really brought it tonight, and I thought they were really good. I thought, from our end of it, started with Capo and net looking solid all night. The goals they got, you can't diagram one off a guy's chest and one off a guy's, foot, however those went in, but I thought our resiliency early was really important. And then as it went on, I think that's the one word that I would use even more, is how resilient we were. There was pushback both ways, and it's a really neat feeling on the bench when, it was positive. There was a lot of positive, just positive vibes, positive feelings, and then one goes in and it turns to elation. But a really good, well-played hockey game. It's too bad somebody had to lose. Thought both teams played very well and very hard.
Questions for the student athletes?
Steve, can you take us through the game winner?
Well, I came off the bench, and we had been trying to spread the offensive zone because they play a different style of D zone. I saw Logan get the puck. I took a quick look at the net. He slid it over, and I was just trying to get it past that first guy because I saw we had 2 guys going to the net, and I guess I halfway got the job done and went off him and ended up in the net.
Well, can you talk about that? As this game wore on, you guys have been in double overtime recently. So how did you guys, was it a confidence feeling that you knew that you had been there and you just needed to keep plugging away?
Yeah, like you said, it's always a good feeling to know that you've been somewhere like that before. Double overtime isn't anything new for us. So we felt that we knew what we had left because we played in something like that before. So I feel like all the guys on the bench were feeling that they still had another shift, another period. So we just kept pushing and we came out with the victory.
Guys, this one was different for you in the fact that you took leads in this one. It felt like series you had to keep coming back. Was it different for you playing with the lead, and how was that for you guys today?
I don't know if it was different. I mean, it's definitely, you definitely don't want to give up the lead that many times. But I mean, every time they came back, we just tried to stay positive and look forward to the next shift, not kind of dwell on what just happened. We just kept looking forward, and it worked out for us.
Ralph, you want to answer that?
Just based off what Stephen said, we just knew that we had to keep going. If we got down, we tied it up, or they tied it up, and we just knew that we had to keep going and make sure that we got the job done.
You seem to do pretty well against Mercyhurst.
I guess I must not like the color green or something like that. So, I mean, I wish I could play them every night, but that's not the way it works. So.
It's in the Italian flag.
Stephen, you saw sort of limited action all season long, but how rewarding is it to score the game-winning goal in the semifinals, after working so hard to get yourself back in the starting lineup?
I mean, it's very rewarding. I try not to take too many kind of personal accolades. I think it's better just for the team that we're moving on. I'm happy that I'm playing. It's unfortunate under the circumstances, but I'm happy to be playing. I'm happy to be going on, and I was just happy it went in for everybody.
Warren, you have a question?
Same thing I was going to ask. Is there an advantage to this being the first game you announced? These 2 teams had to go fight, so you played double overtime, but they still have a game after you do. Is there any extra recovery time there for you guys?
I mean, you don't never want to get caught in playing a double overtime when you know you got to play another game tomorrow. But I mean, we'll get enough food in us and liquids in us to make sure that we're ready for tomorrow night.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
You seem like that the big ice. Logan was talking yesterday about how the pro ice kind of suits you guys. You kind of have an advantage, you think, towards the end of the game. You guys are kind of used to it. What is it?
I feel like, I think our rink's pretty much similar to this size, but I feel like we have a lot of speed up front, a lot of speed in the back end, and we could tell that slowly that they were dying out, and we've been in a double overtime before, like we talked about, and we just felt like we could keep going. And I don't know if it was that they just couldn't keep up or it was our speed up front and in the back, but we just felt that we always had an extra step on them.
Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit different than Bentley's rink. But yeah, I think it's very similar to our home ice, so I guess that gives us an advantage, a little bit of familiarity.
Steve, has there been any razzing in the locker room about the 0 next to your name? I know we only played a few games this season, but is that?
No. I mean, not that I've heard anyways, I'm sure.
Not anymore.
I'm sure now I'll get a little bit, but no, nothing.
One final question for the students.
Did you keep the puck, or where does that go?
Yeah, somebody grabbed the puck and Keegan Asmussen ended up giving it to me in the room.
So where does that go?
Well, my parents are here. I'll probably give it to my mom. She likes keeping that kind of stuff. She keeps it safe for me.
Questions for Coach Smith?
You mentioned the word resiliency, and just for this team to, they've been there in double overtime, but, it's to pull it out again in double overtime is a whole nother level too.
Well, I think what happened last week, and we talked about it as a group, is that our emotions were a part of our game, but didn't take us away from our game. And you get up a goal, they tie it. You get up a goal, they tie it. And they almost score, we almost score. There's a review, so a lot of things can happen. And I really think the key point I tried to pass along to the guys before the game was that, how you respond to adversity is what's going to make the champion.
Obviously, there were a lot of moments in that game, but to have someone like Stephen come in who hasn't played as much and get that game winner, how much does that speak to the depth and trust on this team?
Well, and I think it's probably one of the, it's a great question because it's been tested right up until game time. Chris Rumble was, out tonight. Last week, Jeff Fortman went down. And to Stephen's credit, he's been a great teammate all year. The cards have not been dealt in his favor. He comes in, we talk, and he leaves my office sometimes, and he doesn't have the answers that he hears, but he always works. And not only him, but the other guys, they need to prepare to be ready for their chance. Doug Beck got it, Stephen Farrell got it, Duncan McKellar got it, and the other coaches that work with these guys, at the moments when it's not as fun. They all get a lot of credit, but the guys that play like Stephen, that keep a positive attitude and keep working, it's not easy to do, but it's very, very rewarding for them and for our guys to have somebody that that worked through the trenches there to get to that opportunity to have them rewarded feels good.
How much of a stepping stone is this for, the confidence, for the team's confidence, going into tomorrow game? No matter who you play.
Well, I still think the most important team is going to be us. We need to make sure that we play the way that we're capable of and do the things, get the game into the areas that we need it to be. I think it's rewarding because you follow up a championship season with another trip to the finals, and you just listen to the guys and get the sense from the guys that so far enough isn't enough. They want more. And we have a chance now to repeat. We have a chance to do a little bit more, and we know it's going to be tough, but right now these hours and minutes are going to be spent resting and eating a lot of food.
I know the answer, but who'd you rather fight tomorrow?
You know what? Honestly, Warren, I mean, you guys can write about whoever you would like to write about, whatever stories make it good for you guys, because I mean, we're going to watch the game. We're going to break down the scout, do the exact same thing we would do with any opponent, and 85% of every game is our team. And I'd be lying if I said it was any different than that. But I'm just happy that we're in the game.